Well, it's Thursday.
Yes, it is a big show, guys. This is this show's packed. I don't say
Yes.
it all the time, but when I say it, I mean it. All right.
Very,
Good to see
very,
you.
very big. And let's see. Hold on, Gene. We have to say hello
Yeah.
to some people here. Now, listen. Irma wrote this.
Oh.
I'm not competing with anyone here, anywhere. Just having fun as always. Life's too short, and Jesus coming back soon. Amen. I'm ready anytime.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. What she's getting at is, listen, we are just elated that we have so many people that show up early.
Hey, well, and also, Irma, thank you so much. You're gonna love the video today too, the debut video, but the other ones too. But
right. So we have Trish here, Irma's here, Phil is here, and then we have let's see, Debbie's here, and Julie's here, and Tracy. All right, Tracy. Melinda's here. Tracy did a great job. She did a great job with us yesterday, didn't she?
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness!
Cheryl's here. Let's see. Kay's here. Greg's here. Darren made it. Very good. Donna, Donald. All right. We got a whole gang. Please share this because we got a lot to talk about today.
Yes, and then we're going to show a couple of videos today. We have a debut that we're going to show later on One from the Map. That it's both encouraging and interesting at the same time. But me and you, right before this, we're just talking about these people out there talking about med beds and really, translation, what the danger of it is.
Look, on the one side, you have the medical bed people that have been sold the idea that there's this hidden technology where people lie in the med bed and their body is scanned, and no matter what illness, disease, or limb or organ needs to be regrown, it's regrown, and you come out of the med bed perfectly
not
healthy.
Only that, they're talking about it makes you younger. That's what they're saying too.
Right. It makes you younger. Right.
Okay. So, can I just say I didn't know anything about this, right? And
hold on. They don't know what we're talking about.
Okay.
The point we're trying to get to is that when real breakthroughs happen, you've already been sold on a fantasy that's not happening. So when something real does happen, like this pancreatic cancer drug, it's like, that's not such a big deal. We thought they had that medicine long time ago and they were all hiding it from the public so they couldn't make any money on it. And that's not the case.
Okay. I just got to say this because really, ultimately, it's also a way to destroy Trump. Because I tell you, I never heard of this until I went to Bob Joyce's church, because everyone there was saying Bob Joyce is Elvis in a med bed because there's no way he could be 91 years old, right? There isn't. You could ask him. When you're at the church, ask him, and don't accept, I'm who I am, I'm who I am, who I am. Just ask him. So everyone, when I went there, everyone was saying, quite frankly, that's Bob Joyce in a med bed. That's Gene Ho. That's Bruce Lee in a med bed. Because there's no way I'm like 85 or whatever he is. There's no way. Okay? I know I'm very young looking, but no. So anyway, people were asking me, my friend is sick. He has cancer. Could you go to Trump and get me a med bed? The fact that it would be like this is showing that basically with this med bed, that Trump is holding back from people dying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I hate to talk.
Now, Trish, I'm not going to pick on you. It's not that I'm picking on you, but I would really like to know when John said, when he actually talked about med beds. If you have a videotape or something to that effect, that would be fantastic. I would love to see that.
Trish, like I said, we love you being here. But just think about how it just like everyone was throwing this at me. I had no idea what a med bed was. Zero. And then I researched it. It's like, okay, everyone's cured. You get younger. I think Dave said if you have a limb missing, it'll grow it back or whatever.
Yeah, it grows it back.
this
You
is
can grow,
this
you
is
can
what
grow
they
your
threw at it.
organs.
And I'm just thinking about it because it's like people were coming up to me, please, my friend is dying of cancer. I need a med bed. Could you get Trump? As if he was doing that.
All right, now listen. I've Eddie XRP. I have seen this floating around on social media, but as it stands right now, if there's no multiple clinical trials and tests on these things, this is a very dangerous thing, because let's say that you have a close relative that, God forbid, has cancer, or pancreatic cancer for that matter, and they're on a compassion list to get this new drug that will double or triple or even put them into remission for pancreatic cancer. And you start arguing with the doctors to give them ivermectin, well, this combination of different drugs, it creates a fiasco. So all we're saying is make sure your information is true before you start pushing it around to other people, because lives are at stake.
Right. Eddie, listen. Okay. Just on the other hand, I never did the research. Okay. So I don't know if what you're saying works or not. I really don't. Because if you ask me, well, where's your proof that it doesn't work? I don't have it. But the thing is, we have become a society of doctors that are not doctors. And I'm not saying that the whole medical community is everything's great and wonderful, but they have made us believe that big pharma is always trying to kill us, when we just brought out today that there was a cure, or I won't say a cure, that's wrong, a breakthrough to extend people's lives. Okay.
Right. Now, Dory, when you say, why would they come out with a cure? The rich don't benefit. All right. You don't understand how the pharmaceutical companies work. So they invest their money into research. Okay. So all of that, however many hundreds of millions of dollars goes into research. Okay. Then let's say they have a breakthrough and the drug gets approved by the FDA. And frankly, this is why the pharmaceutical companies are so large, because they're the only ones with the money that can do the research. So the drug gets approved after many clinical trials and so forth, and now it's on the market. They've got to recoup the investment. I mean, it is a business. But if they do come out with a cure, it's not like you're never going to go see your doctor again. You're going to get cured of one thing. Then they're going to have you on residual visits and scans and whatnot for a long time to make sure that it doesn't come back. So, if you're a customer, you're a customer for a long time.
You become part of the system. Even
Right.
if they cure you, you become part of the system.
Right.
And Dory, I really appreciate it. It's great to see you here. I know looks like you're new here, at least commenting.
Oh, absolutely.
All I'm saying with, just guys, we have been taught to hate doctors, hate big pharma, hate everything. Because, and it adds to that with med beds, that they're hiding you the truth. All right.
Well, hold on a second. We got this one. TS had statements having the information posted by Junior, his pick there and bed and background. Yeah, don't. First of all, don't trust that. And who is TS?
Truth Social.
Truth Social had pictures of John in a med. Yeah, I don't. That's the providence of those images to be questioned.
Okay. All right. Anyway, it's good to see everyone. Thanks for everyone joining us. That is my rant for the day, because with this just happened, everyone, just yesterday. The drug that they've been testing, would you even call it a drug? I don't even know what you call it. Well, I guess medicine.
See, now here's a situation where Tracy went the traditional route and her son-in-law as well, and their cancer is in remission and is gone now. So praise the Lord for that. So this is what we're trying to get at. When you have cancer is not a cold, cancer is not the flu, cancer is very serious business. So be sure about your information. If you're telling people to go take what's the thing, apricot pits.
Well, Dave, you know this. Okay, guys. My friend who baptized me died of throat cancer. And I'm not even going to like say, well, he should have done this because a person decides what it was. But he tried every single type of home cure for this. And one of the things he told me, he goes, who knew? This cancer that he had, the CBD oil that was one that it actually fed it because he had like throat cancer or something. He goes, it actually fed it. And I don't know the difference. Listen, I'm not going to question what choices he made personally. All I'm saying is not that simple. When you hear people say nobody should ever die of cancer, well, there's a lot of people dying. My brother-in-law and my sister-in-law are medical doctors. And I'm not saying like, oh, just because I know one, but there's a lot of them that they are trying their best to extend people's lives.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's called the apricot pits of Laetrile.
Right? I don't know anything.
Laetrile or vitamin K or some craziness. And people are taking that because they think that the arsenic in the apricot pits is killing off cancer cells. The problem is the arsenic in the levels that they're taking it in is also killing them.
Well, everyone knows what arsenic is. Listen.
Yeah, it suffocates your cells. Is what it does. So
whatever it is, because I hear this every day, like this cures cancer. And by the way, it's illegal for them to say that. You know that. So they all do workarounds with it.
Correct.
All I'm saying is, listen, when people say, well, what about this? I don't know. I really, really, really don't know. But I'm going to tell you, through that COVID era, there were so many people becoming doctors themselves that destroyed our mindset of all doctors. Oh, you can't listen to doctors. Let me treat you. You need this to get rid of COVID. And it's like, you do whatever you want to do. But like when people start bringing it out there for people to say, well, let me cure you. Don't listen to these doctors. You don't realize how dangerous that is?
Okay. Right. Now, one more thing before we launch into this next video. Gloria has a good comment here. I do believe that Fauci knew more than we gave him credit for. Now, Dr. Fauci is a very smart guy. But the question that needs to be asked is, after President Obama cut funding for gain-of-function research in the United States, and it went abroad, he cut funding for that in 2014. So the question is, how would the funds continue to roll into an relatively unknown little lab in Wuhan, China?
Yeah.
How does that happen without certain congressmen, senators being on board, right? So what you have here is you have a situation where somebody's got to be blamed. Yeah. And it's not going to be sitting senators.
Right.
So
okay. No, my whole thing,
figure that out for yourself.
My whole thing with that is like I get bits and pieces of truths and how some things like some things do help you, but everyone's just got to chill with this. Okay, this is what's really happening. Dave,
hold on a second. We got one more, Gene. Dory, Fauci is evil, won't convince me otherwise. I remember when they rescued the beagles that under the NIH, when Fauci was there, were allowing insects to eat off the beagles' faces while they were held and to see what happens, basically. Now, let me tell you something. Throughout all of that, where was PETA? Where was all the animal protection groups? They were nowhere. They didn't speak up one time. So you have to go back now and take a look at those groups that you might even be supporting and say, where were you when this news broke? Because it was all over the news about the beagles.
Right.
And
You're
they
talking about
chose beagles because they
Yeah.
chose beagles particularly because they're very trusting. I mean, how horrible. So when you say he's evil, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, let me do this. Some of you guys might have seen it earlier with this, but we wanted to show you the video because it is breaking news. It just happened yesterday. And quite frankly, there's not too many people talking about this because it maybe not fits our narrative, okay?
Right.
Here's the video.
Pancreatic cancer remains one of the most difficult challenges in modern oncology. Because the disease moves so aggressively, it historically outpaces all traditional treatments, leading to extremely low survival rates. Medical researchers have identified the primary driver of this growth as the KRAS gene. In its healthy state, the KRAS protein regulates how cells grow and divide. When mutated, however, the KRAS protein behaves like a biological sensor stuck in the active position. It sends a constant stream of signals that force pancreatic cells to multiply without stopping. Since this single genetic mutation drives over 90% of pancreatic cancers, stopping these specific signals is the most direct way to halt the progression of the disease. Most medicines fit securely into a natural binding pocket on a protein surface, but the mutated KRAS protein is exceptionally smooth, offering no gaps. Lacking physical geometry to anchor to, standard drug molecules find no traction, sliding off without effect. This lack of a physical binding site led the medical community to label the KRAS mutation as undruggable. Chemists simply had no way to tether a molecule to such a slippery target. Overcoming this obstacle required moving away from traditional chemistry and into the smart biotechnology platform. This shifted the discovery process from physical experiments to virtual laboratories. Researchers pursued a strategy known as a molecular glue. Instead of attempting to bond a drug directly to the smooth KRAS protein, they looked for a way to use a different protein as a bridge. By using virtual screening and structural modeling to map the physics of protein interactions, scientists designed a complex macrocyclic molecule named daraxonrasib. The design of this molecule was so structurally complex that it would have been impossible to develop without computational modeling. Computers predicted how the molecule would interact with cellular proteins long before it was ever synthesized. The process begins with cyclophilin A, a helper protein already found in high concentrations inside human cells. Daraxonrasib acts as an adhesive, binding directly to cyclophilin A. Once attached, it distorts the helper protein. This combined shape becomes sticky enough to adhere to the smooth KRAS protein. This connection successfully deactivates the mutation, cutting off growth signals. Using virtual modeling to engineer this specific three-part interaction demonstrates that structural smoothness is no longer an absolute barrier to treatment. The real-world impact of this design was confirmed in the RASolute 302 Phase 3 trials, which monitored 500 patients with advanced pancreatic cancer who had not responded to other treatments. This chart compares the survival data. Patients on daraxonrasib lived a median 13.2 months, doubling the 6.7 months seen in standard chemotherapy. Furthermore, 32% of patients experienced significant tumor shrinkage. The new treatment also reduced the overall mortality risk by 60%. For a disease where progress has historically been measured in weeks, these results represent a major clinical shift. Standard chemotherapy is often a grueling experience, involving systemic cell destruction, leading to hair loss, causing intense physical fatigue and high infection risks. Daraxonrasib is a targeted oral pill taken daily. Because its action is limited to cells carrying the KRAS mutation, the primary side effect observed in the trials was a manageable skin rash. This level of molecular specificity allows patients to maintain their physical function and daily quality of life throughout the course of treatment. The FDA has already designated daraxonrasib as a breakthrough therapy, and many patients are currently gaining access to the drug through expanded access protocols. Future research is now moving even faster, with new partnerships utilizing artificial intelligence models to predict and design inhibitors for other mutations with increased efficiency. This success suggests that by using computational power to map complex biological targets, the most difficult diseases are finally becoming reachable.
Okay, so just let me say this, Gene.
Yeah.
If it were not for the advent of artificial intelligence that is just blossoming all over the place, this would not have been possible, because there was no way to predict how these cells are going to behave and so on. So with artificial intelligence, they were able to discover this new way to attach the drug to the cell that was the cells that are causing the problem. Now, with that said, scientists are now expanding out from pancreatic cancer, all these various forms of cancer that before were really undruggable. And you were told, well, the problem with cancer is that the cancer cells are actually you, and it's very difficult to isolate them and so on. That barrier is no longer there. So we're going to see some very rapid advances in cancer treatments.
And I must say this too, because the president said, or the White House said, Q is for quantum. Once they get some of these quantum computing in with the AI, it's basically almost stopping time. So when they do these experiments, it's like doing it as like 1,000 years worth of experiments in a second.
Right.
And so what's going on in America, and most of this technology is from America, it's expanding and it's really, really helping people. But, everyone else or some of these people are living in a fantasy world. And now this should be the most talked about thing that just happened. It's actually groundbreaking.
Right. Now, hold on, Gene. Watch this. Linda's bringing out something pretty good here. They say and she'll get to who they are, say cancer is literally people having an inflammatory problem where there's not enough blood circulation due to the inflammation. And with not the extra blood circulation, that area isn't getting the oxygen it needs. So therefore, that part starts to rot from the inside. That's what one of the sites is saying now, where they're using vibration, red light, and pool with a copper lining and frequencies. They also use silver sheets. Yeah, and I'm sure they can sell you all of those products or have you come in for those treatments. Cancer is not that. Cancer is a mutation of your own cell. That's what the cancer is. Cancer is a mutation of your cells. And this is why it's very difficult to attack with a drug. Now, the reason they use chemotherapy is because it's basically poison. They're giving you limited amounts of poison that's killing off your cells, but it's also killing off the cancer cells. And they hope that your good cells keep regenerating faster than the chemotherapy kills off the cells and the cancer cells. So that's chemotherapy. Radiation is, of course, something else, but it has nothing to do with blood flow. Nothing.
Okay. I don't even know. Okay. Sure. Okay.
Now, hold on a second. Now, another one says, hold on a second. Let's see. Irma says that cancer is caused by parasites. No. It's a very simple concept. It's a mutation of your cell. That's what it is. And then all of a sudden the mutation starts to replicate. And then you have a problem. All right. So Trish then points out, 45 minutes ago, Nina with 107 said there's going to be a pause in the election. Oh, my goodness gracious. It's like playing whack-a-mole.
You know what? That'd be a great place to segue into. Yeah. Guys, again, I'm going to tell you this. And then once I tell you, you will probably not be able to unsee it. Every single thing a person says with some of these MAGA podcasters, ask yourself, with the end result of what they say, will it cause me to not vote? Okay, I'll just give you an example. Besides that, this whole thing with the dash, this is from, I think, Derek Johnson, 45 to 47.
Yeah.
If it's 45 to 47, that means that no matter what happened with Biden, that Trump would still be president, because it doesn't matter, right? He wrote an executive order and he's still going to be president, or at the very least, commander in chief. And I know this whole thing. Oh, Biden's president, but Donald Trump is commander in chief. I will tell you this, and Derek Johnson would know this because he served or whatever. If you are in the Army, Navy, or whatever, and someone pulls that on you, do you realize how dangerous that is? I will not go follow unlawful orders because Trump is not president or commander-in-chief, someone else is. Or I will not listen to Biden because he's really not the commander-in-chief. You realize how destructive this is and how it will carry over when Trump eventually leaves office and they invent, oh, he signed an executive order. Do you realize how dangerous that is?
And Trump was the only genius in our 250-year history to sign an executive order extending his presidency.
It all comes back to you don't need to vote, really. That's the psyop on MAGA Nation, because Trump did something crazy. He got ordinary, everyday people to be involved in politics. That's why I'm here. I didn't even know what the difference between a Democrat and Republican was before I started working for him. But he got everyone involved in politics, and that's why he was feared.
You know the difference between a Republican.
I know. You know what I'm talking about. All right. But what ended up happening is when this all happened, they said, okay, how do we control this? Well, we make those people not vote. That's it.
It's the only way they can do is get you not, and if they get you to not vote at all, that's great. But then if they can get you to not be excited about voting and not really tell anyone and not, help others go vote, that's also the goal. It's just to take all of the enthusiasm out of voting. That's what their message is all about.
Guys, here's the other thing. On the left, there's no such psyop. There is no such psyop.
No, they're gung-ho.
Yeah, that's why really what's going on here is Republicans have figured out, not MAGA Republicans, just Republicans in general. That's why they don't talk about stuff like abortion too much. Yes, I'm against abortion. But if you do that, it pisses off everyone on the left and they get really angry and they go out and vote. All right.
Now, Trish, we like Trish. She makes interesting comments here. Okay, do you realize how many people think 107 is Junior? He is certainly not.
No, don't.
1,000 million
I know you're not saying that. Just ask them.
Is not
just
John
ask
Jr.
them.
Absolutely
Guys,
not.
Ask them.
Right.
Ask them. They will not say it.
Right.
They will not say it. Just ask them.
But what happens is he has his followers post that he is. See, he himself will not say it because
it's not like he's saying to do it. He just I'm whatever. Like it's by omission or whatever it is. Just not saying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the point is that then he has his followers and his acolytes. They will post about it and make you think that he's Kennedy.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Without correcting him or anything. All right. Let's move on to this other story here. Let me do this. This one's good, Dave. This is from oh my goodness. This one, the Secret Service. My goodness.
They got a real problem over there at Secret Service.
Yes. So okay, let's do this. Let's play this video here. This is a short video. You guys will like this. Here we go.
they were in the spotlight recently after security concerns involving that new Qatari-gifted Air Force One. And CBS News reported at the time that President Trump was advised to leave Turkey, where he was at the NATO summit, on the old Air Force One at the urging of the Secret Service due to concerns that he was being targeted for assassination by Iran. Now, a spokesperson for Anthony Guglielmi, attorney Greg Bernstein, told CBS News in a statement that Guglielmi is, quote, a professional of deep integrity.
We're also hearing reports about the Iranians threatening President Trump's son Barron. So what can you tell us about video that they've released? That's scary.
Yeah, the Secret Service actually confirmed that it's aware of that video and is investigating it. The roughly 3-minute clip was broadcast by Iranian state television.
Okay. Now, Gene, I have mentioned on this show for the last 3 days before this break that the worst criminals are the criminals with a badge. And now we're finding out that some lunatic that was arrested for his desire to, have an assassination attempt on President Trump had all sorts of schedules and plans of Melania's and President Trump's and everything. Their schedules laid out. He had 200 pages, guns, rifles. Where did he get this information from? Because only the Secret Service would have it.
Right. By the way, guys, you know who's getting to the bottom of this is Kash Patel's FBI.
Yeah.
So what happened when Kash Patel took over? And you could ask, Bongino's talked about it. The first thing that they had to do is basically figure out who the bad people are on the FBI that are I would say compromised or whatever. So now the FBI is doing well. They're the ones investigating this right now. And like I said, I spent many a time.
Didn't they arrest a couple of them already? They arrested the Secret Service communications director.
No, I don't think they arrested him. I think they relieved him of his duty. They relieved him of his.
Him out with officers.
Yeah, but the big difference, Dave, between that and being arrested, the people said here that he's fully cooperating. So we want to put it where it is. He's not arrested. I don't think he is arrested. Let me see. Let me double check that.
Well, if they didn't make the official announcement yet.
No, placed on leave. It's an investigation. We got to put it where it is.
Apparently, he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Okay. Guys, stick around. We're going to have a debut of a new video in a little bit, and we have a lot of other stuff to do. So there's still time to do this.
Trish says Dan Driscoll has also stepped down.
Okay. Well, we're going to see.
I think and then you have the Department of Justice and the FBI are also after Chinese hackers that hacked into all sorts of critical areas. Right.
We're going to be there's going to be another video in a couple of days talking about that as well and the different things that the FBI has going on. They got a lot going on.
Look, the only thing, my comment on the Secret Service, and I'm sure, and this whole thing, I don't want to talk about the good men and women that run the Secret Service. Listen, Secret Service has a problem. First, you have candidate Trump, former United States President Trump, on a stage, and they didn't secure the area, the couple of rooftops within rifle range. I mean, it's not like the guy was on the other side of the county trying to take a shot at him. He was close by. He was on a rooftop within eyeshot.
Guys,
what's going on with the Secret Service? They can't protect the president anymore?
Let me tell you, because as a person who had Secret Service clearance before, I use this for my show.
I think that's right, Trish.
Right. Okay. Well, just so you guys know, there's levels of Secret Service. Okay. The ones that you don't see are in the crowd. The ones that you do see with the suits and the sunglasses, they're another group. But there's also like the general, they look like police officers. They have bulletproof vests that says Secret Service, and they're like the I won't say the traffic cops. I'm not gonna say it like this, but they're the outside people. It's different layers of it.
What does all of that have to do with anything? The point
What
is that the Secret Service needs to get their act together.
What I'm saying with that, what I'm saying with that is that yes, in this case, they're going after or they're targeting the upper level of it. But I'm saying it is as big as a police force. I love the police force, but you cannot tell me
targeting the upper level of what? Who's targeting the upper level of what? Who?
This, Dave. This.
That's not okay. Yes. Well, that's one. Wait a minute. That's one thing. But what about what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania?
That's my point, Dave.
What? What's your point?
My point is the Secret Service is like the NYPD. You have the detectives wearing the suits, and that's the upper level. But in the Secret Service,
what
it goes.
Does that have to do with clearing the area?
Because it's that big that the lower motherfuckers are there, and they could easily be bribed.
You owe $10 to the
okay.
Swear.
No swear. They're lower. When you look, I love my friend is NYPD.
So are you telling me because they're on the lower level of the Secret Service that they can't clear a perimeter?
I'm saying it's probably.
What did they get them from the chain gangs? Did they call the
probably more likely
chain gangs?
Just like anyone else. Just like anyone else. It gets to the point where there's so many people that are involved that it's easier to breach.
That is such utter horse hockey. This is a premier agency of the United States. And to have this kind of BS going on is ridiculous.
I agree. But they're not all, every single one of them are going to be like Kim Jong-un's personal bodyguard that's going to go all over and like.
Then get them off the team. Then pull them off the team.
And Dave, that's what's happening.
I keep seeing the same asshats around President Trump. And I'm going to tell you right now, I guarantee you as one of those jackasses on the Secret Service that leaked the text messages or the notes from Natalie Harp to cause the president some more problems. I bet. Who else?
All right.
Who else is going to do it? These guys are juvenile troublemakers. That's all. And they should stand by their oath to protect the office and the institution of the president of the United States and not have their stupid opinions. Oh, if only Kamala had won, or if only Hillary had won, or whatever, I would be in better shape. You got to let all that go, guys.
I hope we all hope. That's all we could do. Okay.
At least the FBI, we got Cash in there and Dan was in there. They cleaned a lot of that stuff up.
Yeah.
And look at the great job. Another thing came out today, Gene, that I was showing you from the FBI. Where they crack down on all of those scammers and so on.
Right. I'm actually working on a new video on that too, as well. Okay. We got time to do this one. This one, Dave, this one's a mystery. I'm going to take a guess, a stab of what's happening here. But you can let me know what you think. CIA Director John Ratcliffe met with Russian intelligence officials in a visit to Moscow. Let me play this video first because it is interesting here. Let me get this up. Okay, here we go.
Tony, this is the first known time John Ratcliffe has visited Moscow as CIA director. The trip was a secret, but flight trackers spotted an American military plane entering Russian airspace, and then cell phone footage emerged this morning capturing the unusual sight of a C-17 Globemaster flying over Moscow. So the city is regularly under attack by Ukrainian drones, and CBS News has learned U.S. officials asked the Ukrainians to suspend attacks while Ratcliffe was on on the ground. Sources said the CIA director was there for meetings, but did not specify with whom. The visit comes just 2 weeks after U.S. Marine veteran Robert Gilman was released from a Russian prison. At least 6 Americans are still being held.
Any thoughts, Dave?
Yeah, he met with his Russian counterparts in the Russian intelligence, and of course that the leader of Russian intelligence is Vladimir Putin, and basically let Russia know what the deal is. That, look, we want this war with Ukraine to be over, and if you have any notions of trying to attack a NATO country, you have no chance of any kind of victory, and that'll be the end.
Basically, one of the things that's interesting is that they had to tell Ukraine to stop bombing while he was there.
Right.
Now, this is Moscow. Think about that for a second. It would be like them bombing Washington, D.C., which they tried to with the drones during the fight there, the Fight 250 fight. So.
Look, everybody listening, here's the situation. All right, let's level with the folks. You have a third-rate army, but they're tough in Ukraine. They might be corrupt, they might be whatever you want to call them, but these are tough people. They are beating Russia. They are kicking Russia's behind up and down and sideways. And all we have is a couple hundred guys on the ground teaching them. Okay? This is what's going on. So Russia either needs to come to the peace table, or they will put themselves in a position where they will not be able to save face and will then be looking to set off a few nuclear weapons. If that happens, because they're that arrogant and stupid, they will be met with such deadly force, and no one's going to step in to help them. That'll be the end of the Russians. And we're trying to avoid that. And we're trying to get that message to Vladimir Putin. You need to come to the peace table and back down. We'll give you ways to save face, but this has got to end. And that's where we're at.
I believe that. In actuality, when the Ukrainians took their drones, and remember they took out the whole airport way back when, the Russians blew up something in Ukraine. And I really thought that was the end of it. Okay, they can't go out like that, right? They can't go out where they just got their whole airport blown up. But they got back at him. It's like, okay, you got it. Everyone's good. But evidently it didn't happen that way. Okay.
Right.
Dave, there's 2 more things, 3 more if you count Jelly Roll. We'll talk about him. But do you want to do the devotional first or the new video?
Let's get the devotion in.
Okay, let's do this, guys. This is the devotional, and then after we'll do the new video. Here we go.
We love you, Ginger.
Okay,
All right.
here we go. You've probably seen this at your work. There are people that show up at work and they seem like they're doing all the work. They get a lot of things done. Now, there's also the other people that show up for work and sometimes you just wonder, what are they even doing here? What did they get done for the day? But there's a third category, and this is the dangerous one, where you have people that go to work and really it seems like their job is just to be busybodies. They get in other people's businesses and they're always in the middle of drama. Well, with the Lord and working for the Lord is the same thing. There are people that really want to work hard for the Lord to increase the Lord's blessings in their own lives. And there are other people that you just wonder what they're doing here in the first place. They're not doing anything. But there's a third category, and these are the people that cause trouble for other people. The scripture today is from 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 11, and it reads there, "For we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly, working not at all, but are busybodies." So that's the point of that. And we see this a lot, and I'll just give you one example. It seems like there's a lot of people that want to get into the midst of things because they love to gossip. They love to be the center of attention because people are always asking them, well, what's going on? I'll give you an example of that where they disguise it as a need for prayer. Oh, do you know so-and-so, they need your prayers. What? Oh, is everything okay? Oh, well, let me tell you what's going on with them. They're just using the prayer aspect of it as an excuse to gossip. So we have to be very careful and watch out for those people, but we also want to make sure that we never become those people ourselves.
You know, you're 100% right, because I'm going to tell you, Gene, pray for Billy, because I heard that Billy, he's got trouble in his marriage. Him and Mary have trouble in the marriage there. Billy, I heard, was having sex with Sally, the diner waitress, in the alley behind the diner.
I think everyone,
unbelievable. Please pray for them.
I really, anyone that's spending time with like a bunch of Christians know, like,
oh my goodness,
know that that's the case. I just thought that was funny. Okay.
Pray for, listen, and then pray for Nancy, because I heard she caught some venereal disease from somewhere. I don't know where. This is the kind of thing that goes on. And
I know.
That's why I'm and busybodies.
I know. That's why it's home. Okay. All right, guys. First of all, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. We're gonna do this.
Hold on a second.
Sure.
Hold on a second. Trish, we love this. This is fun stuff. I know the 2.0 being played by Kevin James. Who's Kevin James playing? You mean the King of Queens? Who's he playing?
Trish, just so you know, the our friend Richie Minervini was Kevin James' opening act.
And he was also on King of Queens a couple of times.
Yeah, and also Richie Minervini was, you want to talk about 2.0, because they're like almost the same weight and everything. When Kevin James would want to go away, they would put a baseball cap on Richie, go this way, and then you go out the back door.
Oh, okay. So what they're saying is that Kevin James is playing Jelly Roll? That Jelly Roll is really Kevin James? Why can't Jelly Roll just be Jelly Roll?
Oh, is that what? Oh, Kevin James can know what I mean. How is he going to do the tattoos? All right.
He did the Mike Tyson. Got a tattoo of a dragon on the side of his face.
Oh, you know what? What? Okay, we'll save the
and then took the last 20 years to try and get it removed.
All right. So anyway, on the dispatch right here, we did talk about Jelly Roll. Dave, do you listen to Jelly Roll at all?
No. The hell? Anyone that tattoos their face up like, I mean, come on, man.
I like Jelly Roll. I listen to Little Light.
This is not normal behavior. This is not sane behavior.
Okay.
This is the kind of behavior when you truly hate your body and the way you look and everything else, and you're covering it with ink.
I'll just say it. One of the people asked us to feature Jelly Roll. Dave Blaze said no. This was from a long time ago. So
yeah, because and I said to Gene at the time, I said, "Who's Jelly Roll? Who names these? Who props these people up? Who names them? Who gives them an audience? I mean, give me a break."
This is the story. I'll play this so you can see what's going on with that, and then after that, we'll do the new video. Here we go.
Past has been criticised for being MAGA, so naturally he was forced to recite a typically unfunny monologue full of anti-Trump jokes.
It was the big IndyCar race hosted by the president. The cars drove through the streets of D.C., and there's Donald Trump, who apparently has never held a flag before. What a job that. How do you up waving a flag? But the president seemed to enjoy the IndyCar race, which was a real switch up for him because normally he only likes his own race.
Yep, the humiliation ritual of Jelly Roll. Real name, Jason Bradley DeFord. What a sorry sight. And unlike Rosie O'Donnell, most of his fans probably are MAGA, so this is a pretty dumb move.
I gotta.
That was pretty funny. What in the world was Trump doing with the flag?
Oh, come on, he's having fun with that.
Was he? Now hold on a minute. Was he really waving it like that, or was that on a fast loop? You know, like he might have just waved it once, and they kept looping it and sped it up.
He's just so you know, Dave, he's a huge racing fan. He really is.
All right, maybe like Stella says, the president was emotional when holding the flag. You saw it in his face. Okay, I'll go into that.
When I was taking pictures of him, a lot of the NASCAR people really loved him. So behind the scenes, I would take pictures of him, and he knew even the margin. I hate to be marginalized, guys. Even some of the lesser known ones.
Mary Elizabeth says, I'm with you, Dave. No clue about belly roll. I mean, jelly roll.
Welcome, Mary Elizabeth. That's a funny comment. All right.
Tracy says, other than that, I don't know what's happened to him, why he's done what he's done to President Trump. He'll lose a lot of base.
Who's advising this guy? You realize that the country music base is all MAGA.
Yeah. But, he might be signing some new deal. Who knows? Or maybe they want to put him in a movie, and it could be a lot of things.
All right, guys. Hey, let's do this. Let's do the.
Wait a minute. Here's something fun. Starfire says his porno wife's a dude.
Well, what's her name? Seriously, I think is his ex-wife Bad? It's not Bad Bunny. Someone help me out. Is Bunny something, right?
Bad Bunny.
It's not Bad Bunny. Does anyone know what's his ex-wife's name? Bunny something. All right. I know too much about these people.
I know. But if I asked you, I can't even ask you that because I forgot the guy's name. Anyway, the Russia-Ukraine thing should be coming to an end. Just keep looking for these medical advancements. They're going to be coming fast and furious with AI now.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Let's do this, and we'll get close up the show after this. Here is the new video that we'll debut. Probably about in an hour.
This is big. An hour. Don't go anywhere yet.
Yeah. You guys gonna love this. Okay, here we go. All right. You know what time it is? It is time to get spooky dooky again, because we're talking about Reno, Nevada. Now, here's the thing. In there right now is wildfires, and they're still trying to put them out. And I get it. Big deal, Gene. A lot of wildfires. But what is unusual about this is also at the same time they have flash flooding. But that's not it. What happened at the same time, which is unprecedented, they had a tornado touchdown. Now, here's the crazy thing. Besides that, what they had is what's called a pyro CB cloud. Basically, it's a tornado that's made of fire. It was so hot there, it made a tornado made of fire, and it was so big of a deal that even the weather geeks were blogging about it. Now, here's the thing. One of those things, it's not bad. You add two, okay, but all four at the same time is unprecedented. Now, here's a part where it gets weird. All right, so I know you know what I'm thinking, because this map that we put out in May of this year. All this stuff in the news just happened this month. In fact, just last week. But here's the thing. When you look at the map and go to Reno, this is what you see. Here is Reno. And you'll see all the ground is burnt up. But you also see the flooding here. But this one gets weird. You'll also see right over here the tornado. And over here, right under that, you see the pyro CB cloud. Anyway, get the map. It is at georgemagazine.com. But also a reminder, for most people, it would be scary times unless you're a believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, because the book of Revelation will come true in front of your eyes.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen. That map is so eerie in that it's becoming an accurate precursor. Now, the things that are happening on the map today are, of course, not the judgments of the book of Revelation, but it seems like they're a precursor to those judgments and where they're happening. So,
guys, if you go to projectlookingglass.org, I know many of you have this map. It's almost like, since it came out, it's almost nonstop in there. Huge. The other two maps were only United States, and this one's a world map. So, anyway, all right.
Hey,
Dave,
Yeah, listen, Crazy Bunny 6 on X said that Stormy Daniels is actually playing Jelly Roll now.
No.
The Jelly Roll is actually Stormy Daniels in disguise.
Oh.
I'm telling you, the girl's got to make a living.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about, Dave, before we get out of here? It's good.
No. But we'll have tomorrow's Friday, so Friday's our wacky show. So
yes, you know what? We need a break. It's Dave, right? This has been a crazy week.
It's been a crazy week. Lots going on. So we're telling you as much as we can, but tomorrow we'll try and fit as much in as we can in the show.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us once again. Thank you very much for everyone that's new here, and I hope you enjoyed the show. In a little bit, I'm going to post the video that you guys just saw on the whole thing, X, YouTube, Facebook, and all that stuff. Hope you'll share it. Okay, That's it, guys. We did it.
All right, let's go.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to go to georgemagazine.com and sign up for the Dispatch. It's free. Get the emails and the news stories. And check us out Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out on Facebook and YouTube. We'll see you then.